morning. It is the 13th of March. It is Thursday, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. I'm Wayne Alley.
I'm Kim Best. Good morning. Thanks for spending your morning with us.
And here we are. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you this Thursday morning?
I'm doing just great. Who's on today's program?
Let's see.
I had it in my hand. No, I didn't. We have Vicki Falconer from the Animal Adoption and Education Center.
Yes, we do. And I believe Crime Stoppers.
Oh, that's right, we do, don't we? Crime Stoppers.
That's right.
Anyway, we have a full day for you. Stick right where you are, and we'll get to all those in just a few minutes.
That's right.
You know, this Saturday we had some guys in here a few days ago, about talking about the shad tournament.
I know. I'm excited about that. It's going to be bigger and better every year.
It is, and the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation Department is involved with it now, and it has just grown exponentially. It's enormous now, and it's so much fun, and it's for all ages.
That's
youngsters,
right.
first-time fisher people, or what is it? Fisher people?
Fishermen.
Is that okay? Fishermen.
It's still a fisherman.
Okay, good.
I don't believe we say fisher woman.
Well, no, we don't. No, unless you're Eddie Fisher's wife.
Okay. Think she's a fisher woman?
Well, I don't know.
Moving on.
That was Debbie Reynolds, I guess, for
Yes.
a while anyway. Anyway, besides all that stuff, the 2014 Shad Tournament gets underway this Saturday. It starts at 7 in the a.m. and goes until 4 o'clock. It's an all-day event.
Where do people meet?
You can meet, well, you can meet and fish just about anywhere you want, as long as you can fish and meet anywhere you want. You can meet at the Easy Bait and Tackle Shop. You can meet at Easy Bait and Tackle Shop, and that's where you can pay your entry fee right there. Also at the Parks and Recreation Department, but the Easy Bait and Tackle is on Highway 117 South, near Arrington Bridge Road, near the river. Okay,
That's right. And they have lots of cash prizes.
They do.
For all different categories. It's so neat for
neat.
young fishermen as well as adult fishermen.
Older young fishermen.
Yes.
Yes.
That
So
sounds good.
so if you enjoy fishing, this is a great opportunity to have fun. Take the whole family out. It's a family affair.
It really
is.
is.
A tremendous amount of fun.
I mean, they have first, second, third places, I believe, and then like the smallest fish, the largest fish, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. All right. All right. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's this Saturday. And you can get information from the Parks and Recreation Department or at Easy Bait and Tackle.
That's
Highway
right.
117 South. Right.
That's right.
All right.
So let's see what's happening around town.
What's going on?
Let's see. Also this Saturday, Sleeping Beauty Ballet will be at the Paramount Theater.
Oh, I love that.
That's right. Of course, that's Goldsboro Ballet will be putting on the Sleeping Beauty production, and they do a great job. Every year they have a different production that they do, and it's usually based on some type of fairy tale from the Nutcracker, and the list goes on and on. But this year it's Sleeping Beauty. If you would like to be a part, they have shows on Saturday and Sunday. You can get tickets at goldsboroparamount.com and find out additional information. I don't have the times of the shows, so it'd be best to go to the website goldsboroparamount.com to find out details and to purchase your ticket for Saturday or Sunday.
I got to say this.
Yes.
Peggy Wingate is wonderful.
Absolutely, and has been for years. She runs a fantastic show. She really has her students really on point.
Yes.
No pun intended.
On point. That's good. But you know, here in Goldsboro and Wayne County, we have so much talent.
We do.
And if you will just throw all your preconceived notions out of their mind and go to this ballet, you'll be amazed at the talent we have right here.
You sure
in Wayne
will.
County. This is wonderful, and she has done a great job with the Goldsboro Ballet, and so has the staff. They're all wonderful. And lots of talent there.
That's Saturday and Sunday of this weekend.
Okay.
Never say there's nothing to do in Goldsboro.
I'm telling you,
because there always is.
Always something to do. Today is Good Samaritan Involvement Day.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, be a good Samaritan. Today is also National Open and Umbrella Indoors Day.
Now, why would you do that?
Well, just to cast aside any superstitions you may have.
Okay, I hear you.
Of course, the last time I did that, I broke 3 windows and 2 doors. Well, it was a big umbrella. And today is National Earmuffs Day. The earmuffs were invented and patented this day a long time ago, and I'll tell you more about that a little later on.
Okay.
There you go. All right?
The quirkiest things.
I know, don't you love it?
I love it.
I do. It's also Donald Duck Day. Everybody loves Donald Duck. It's K-9 Veterans Day. That's very important.
Okay.
All right?
All right, sounds
All right.
good. Well, you know what, Wayne? I believe it's time to go find out more about the animals
at the Animal Adoption and Education
That's
Center.
exactly right, so stay with us.
Today we're talking with Sergeant Paige Lerner of the Goldsboro Wayne County Crime Stoppers. And how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. Always great to see you in here. You
Thank you.
always bring some interesting cases, and we have a crime of the week we want to talk about today. What's it all about? What's going on?
Well, this one's a little bit unusual. Basically what happened, we're talking about February 8th of 2014. We had an incident occur at 701 US Highway 70 bypass here in town, which is right on the highway. It was at one of our local hotels.
Right.
We actually had an incident occur, and what I did was bring a picture of a gentleman that I wanted to share with the public, and we're just asking for anybody to give us some information if they know who this person is. And it's just a person of interest in reference to this incident that occurred. I got to be a little bit unclear about the incident. I know that sounds a little unusual, but basically we need the public's help in identifying this person.
Bottom line is a crime was committed.
Right.
This is a person of interest.
That's right.
And this person is being sought by the Goldsboro Police Department.
Right, that's
and
right.
that picture's on the screen right now. If you know this person or think you may be able to identify this person, you do two things. First of all, you call or text.
That's right.
What's that number?
735-2255, or if
Okay.
you want to text me, if you're more comfortable with that, it's 222-4230.
Okay, 222-4230 to
Yeah.
text. Now, there's no way that you can identify the person calling or texting.
Yeah, that's right. The beauty of it is that phone is blocked. It's actually the same phone, but it is blocked so that when the phone calls come in, I cannot see the name or the number. And that legally helps me out, and it legally is good for the caller, because that way I can say I honestly don't know who the caller is.
And that is by design. That's done on purpose.
That's
so that
right.
you cannot identify the person.
That's right.
That protects the person who's making the call in case they have any kind of qualms about calling and identifying a person of interest.
Right, right. And it protects me if I were to ever get called into court
Exactly.
and was forced to, to testify, which I've never had to do that, knock on wood. That way I can legally show that it is blocked and we have no way of identifying the caller.
And number two that you would want to know about is that you stand to receive a monetary reward
That's
for,
right.
For that information.
Information that leads to any felony arrest. Crime Stoppers is authorized to pay up to $1,000 in cases. And the beauty of that is, again, you don't have to sign for the cash. You just have to provide your code name that we set up. You receive cash, and that's the end of your involvement.
All right, and that's it. So, again, let me show those numbers on the screen again. They're running on a crawl right below your name, right below your picture, rather. Again, Crime Stoppers, 919-735-2255. And the text is 222-4230.
That's right.
All right. Now, Crime Stoppers has been around a long time.
Yeah, over 30 years.
And there's been several coordinators. How long have you been coordinator now?
Roughly about 2 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate what you're doing. You're
Thank
doing a
you.
fine job, Paige.
Thank
Sergeant
you.
Paige Lerner of the Wayne County Goldsboro Crime Stoppers. And again, the number is 735-2255 or 919-222-4230. And again, I'm going to put that picture back up on the screen again.
Again, I want to remind them too, this was February 8th of 2014,
Okay.
and roughly between 2 in the afternoon and 5 p.m.
So a little over a month ago this
Right.
happened. All right, between 2 and 5 in the afternoon
Right,
at a hotel on Highway 70 bypass.
that's correct.
All right, that's the picture right there. If you know that person or have an idea who that person may be, you can simply give Sergeant Lerner a call at the Goldsboro Police Department or text.
Thank you.
Crime Stoppers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
Thanks.
Ta-da! Today we're talking with Vicki Falconer. Vicki is the director of the Animal Adoption and Education Center on Clingman Street here in Goldsboro and Wayne County. And hello!
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. We want to talk about something that is so important to pet owners and actually for the entire community.
Yes.
For the entire population of Wayne County, this is important. And it has to do with pets and animals who are ill or sick, and that takes us to rabies.
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 Yes.
All right, and everybody's heard of rabies, but how many people know anything about rabies? Tell me, what is rabies?
Rabies is a viral infection and it is mainly, at this point, it's mainly in your foxes, raccoons, bats, But because they are wildlife, they have contact with domestic pets.
Ah, that's where the problem comes in.
That's where it comes in.
Now, when an animal has rabies, this is a fatal disease
Yes.
to animals if they're not treated. Is that right? Or even if they are treated?
It can be both. There's not a whole lot of cases where the animal survives, and it's very hard. You know, with humans, it's also not a lot of cases where humans. There's not a lot of cases with humans, I guess.
If a human contracts rabies, this is a serious illness for a human.
Yes, it is.
Now, there are treatments.
There is. There are shots that you can
Right.
take if you've been bitten by something that does test positive for the viral disease.
And the recovery rate is good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, recovery rate is good for that, providing we know that the animal has rabies. Now, what if we don't know, if a human is bitten by a rabid animal and we cannot catch that animal, what happens?
Most times the doctors will go ahead and start the treatment for rabies. If we cannot get the animal or if something happens to it,
Yeah.
most doctors, and that comes up with the doctor's decision, but most of them will treat.
Whether we know the animal has rabies or not, we'll go ahead and give the treatment.
Yes.
Because it's safer to go ahead and have the treatment
Than not.
than not.
Yes.
Right, okay. So we're talking wild animals, foxes, raccoons, squirrels?
Not very often. Squirrels, possums, they're usually not carriers. Bats are one of your #1 carriers.
Really?
And bats, it's tough because bats can bite you and you not know.
Ah.
So
Ooh.
if there's bats in the house, then they state if it's in the sleeping area, we need to be notified.
Okay. If you have bats in the sleeping or anywhere in the house?
The main one is sleeping area, because if
Sleeping
it's
area.
if you catch it, you wake up and it's in your room,
Okay.
in your bedroom, then we need to be notified. They say if you're awake, you would know if a bat was there.
Okay.
So it's mainly just your sleeping area.
Okay. Call your department.
Call the animal. Yes, call animal control.
Okay. Now that number is 731-1439.
It sure is.
Okay. That number is 919-731-1439. Okay. Okay. Now, getting back to the rabies thing now. Animals, wild animals will come in contact with a domestic pet. That would be a pet dog or a cat or anything like that.
Yes, mainly we deal with the dogs and the cats.
Right.
Now, the state does require anything over 4 months of age to have a rabies vaccination, and they even go as far as horses, ferrets. But I mainly just deal with the dogs and the cats.
The dogs and the cats.
Yes.
All right. Now, and what are some of the signs of an animal that has contracted rabies?
That one's a tough one, Wayne, because they are, of course, you always hear the myths about the foaming at the mouth. First, it goes right into the neurological. So you're going to, if it's stumbling around, its head's off to the side and it can't do, then I would go, make the attempt to call if you see a raccoon or a fox that way. Being out in the daylight, it is a sign, but it is also their wildlife. So they are going to come out. They're going to come out of the woods. You're going to find them in subdivisions now. It's just the way that the world goes round. They are coming out into public areas.
Yeah.
Does not mean they have it. Now, if you jump at it, throw something at it, and it doesn't run away or it charges at you, then we need to try and catch that wild animal.
So it really makes sense if you see a wild animal out, and I'm talking wild or fox or raccoon or something like that, just avoid it if
Yes.
at all possible.
Yes,
Now, at times I've seen or heard stories where they will actually attack someone.
we've had foxes, and that's where if it's charging at you, then
Then it's
we need to know.
good chance that he's,
Yeah.
he's rabid because they don't know what they're doing.
And a lot of times if they charge at your pets, they're going to come in around the fences and stuff, but if they're charging a big, your dog that's locked up in a fence,
Chances are.
yes.
Chances are it's a rabid animal. All right, well, how do we prevent this?
The best thing you can do and the safest thing for you, your animals, and just the public in general is get a rabies vaccination for your dog or cat.
Okay, a rabies vaccination for your dog or cat, and how do we do that?
Well, actually, we are having the annual rabies clinic for Wayne County.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
We always do it in the spring,
Okay.
so we've got it set up and we're starting to get all the word out on it. The clinics this year will be in April.
Okay.
The first one is April 5th, which is, they're both on Saturdays.
Okay.
April 5th will be at Eastern Wayne High School from 8 to 11.
All right.
And then we will go to Southern Wayne High School from 1 to 3.
Okay. And you mentioned one the following Saturday.
Then on April 12th,
Right.
we will do Grantham, and we're actually going to be at the Grantham Supply True Value Hardware Store. It's right across from the school this year, the parking lot. We're going to try it over that way this
okay.
year. And we'll be there from 8:30 to 11.
Right.
And then we will be at the old Pikeville School from 1 to 3.
All right. Very good. Very good. So, again, this is very important because if your animal contracts rabies, then do the pets get treated to help save the pets, or?
Not really. What happens with your pets is if it comes in contact with an animal that actually tests positive for rabies,
Yeah.
it has to be quarantined for 6 months
Wow.
at your cost,
Wow.
or the animal has to be put to sleep. So if it's been vaccinated, you can watch it for 45 days and then get it its booster.
Okay.
Or you get the booster in that time frame. So really, it's your pet.
Well, it's a member of your family.
Exactly.
It's a member of your family. You have to take care of your pets as you would a child or anybody who's living in your home.
Exactly.
So it certainly behooves one to get your pet's rabies shots. Now, what's the cost on this?
The rabies shots through the clinic are $10. And if you have a previous rabies vaccination on your animal and it's up to, it's coming up or it needs to be renewed, as long as there is a up-to-date proof, whether it be a tag or the vaccination certificate, you can get a 3-year vaccination.
Okay.
If you do not have proof or it is the first time or it's out of date, then you would just get a 1-year vaccination. But they are $10 either way.
Okay. $10 either way. That's great. That's not a lot.
No.
Considering what good work it does.
And the cost that you could inquire later.
Indeed. Helping to protect your family.
Yes.
All right. The rabies clinics, again, let's put this up on the screen. Again, April 5th at 2 locations, Eastern Wayne High School, 8:30 until 11, and Southern Wayne High School, 1 p.m. till 3 p.m.
Yes, sir.
The following Saturday at Grantham Supply True Value Hardware in Grantham, that's at 8:30 until 11. And then the same afternoon, Old Pikeville School, and I believe that's in Pikeville, isn't it?
It is. It's right there by the park. We're actually in the parking lot.
You fell for that one. Come on, Vicki. Okay, April 12th from 1 until 3 p.m. All right, excellent. Now, the Animal Adoption and Education Center is at 1600 Klingman Street in Goldsboro.
Yes.
And what are the hours of the Adoption and Education Center?
We are there Monday through Friday from 12 to 5:30, and then the first and third Saturdays from 10 to 12.
All right. And you have plenty of pets ready for adoption.
I do.
All right. And what is the cost of, say, adopting a dog or a cat?
When you come in, if it is an intact male and female, it is $50. If it is over 4 months of age, then we go ahead and give that first rabies shot there.
Oh,
So then
okay.
it's $10 for that also.
Okay.
If it has already been altered or spayed or neutered, then it is $25, possibly $10 for the rabies shot.
All right, excellent. You can call the Animal Adoption and Education Center, 919-731-1439. Vicki Falconer has a tremendous staff out there, always willing to help. Mighty fine people. You have a good staff out there.
I do.
Yes, you do. And we're very proud of our Animal Adoption and Education Centers. You can see here in the background, this is the building right here on Klingman Street. And it's a beautiful place, and there's some loving people that work at this lady's place here. You have people who really care about animals.
I do. Like I said earlier, I have a great staff.
That you
They're
do.
willing. I mean, they want to get them out. They want to get them saved and find them their new homes. So
if you're looking for a new family member, then this is one way to do it. Everybody loves dogs or cats, and Vicki Falconer has been our guest today of the Animal Adoption and Education Center here in Goldsboro, Wayne County. 731-1439. Get your pet's rabies shot. That is so important, right?
yes.
All right, Vicki, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Now, I want to dispel a myth.
Okay.
That, you know, a moment ago we had Vicki Falconer here in the studio, and we were talking about the rabies clinics that are going to.
Right.
I want to let everyone know I do not have rabies.
You don't?
I have fleas, but not rabies. Okay.
Well, thank you
I
so
pass
much.
that
Well,
along
keep
to
your
you.
fleas to yourself.
Thank you very much. Yes. Yes.
You are a mess. You're a mess.
Okay.
Well, have you started taking Zumba yet?
You ask the most personal questions.
I know. Well, if you're interested in Zumba, Wayne, you can take Zumba. You can also play a little soccer. You can also play some softball, or you can cheerlead a little bit. All at Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. Yes.
All right.
And there's more, of course. And one exciting thing that they are doing, and they may have done it in the past, but I wasn't aware of it, is they're having a 2014 Bridal Expo and Wedding Extravaganza.
You're kidding.
I'm not. But Goldsboro Parks and Rec is organizing, and it will be Saturday, March the 29th from 10 till 4 at Herman Park Center. And I mean, it is fabulous. The list of people that will be there, it covers everything from the venues that are offered throughout Wayne County and surrounding areas, as well as places you can buy wedding dresses, places you can rent tuxes, and all kinds of other things for your wedding needs. Everything will be taken care of just by attending
Wow.
the Bridal Expo and Wedding Extravaganza. You'll have everything at your fingertips. So mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, March the 29th, Herman Park.
Zumba, huh?
Well, you can also do Zumba, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Birthdays today.
Yes.
Mike Stoller. If that name doesn't mean anything to you,
It
all
doesn't.
you have to think about is rock and roll.
Okay.
Mike Stoller, record producer, songwriter, he and Jerry Lieber put together some of the most famous songs you have ever,
Like,
well, Up on the Roof,
there we go.
On Broadway, and he wrote the score for Jailhouse Rock, but Smokey Joe's Cafe, and probably half of the songs done by Motown so many years ago. Motown,
And what was his name again?
Mike Stoller.
Mike Stoller.
Mike Stoller
wow,
and Jerry
you were a
Lieber.
talented man.
He and Jerry Lieber were just amazing. He is 81 today. Mike Stoller is 81. Dick Katz is having a birthday. He's 80 today. He was with the he was a pianist with the Tony Scott Quartet. And I don't know why I'm even reading that one. I don't know Dick Katz. Anyway, happy birthday.
That's unusual.
A birthday today for Leslie Parrish. She's 79. She's an actress. She was in the movie The Manchurian Candidate, Sex and the Single Girl, The Invisible Strangler, Little Abner. She's 79 today, Leslie Parrish. Joe Bellino, well, no. Neil Sedaka. You know the name Neil Sedaka,
Yes, for
don't you?
sure.
Oh, yeah. Happy Birthday, Sweet 16, Bad Blood, Laughter in the Rain, Calendar Girl, Breaking Up is Hard to Do. So many. Oh, Carol. Oh, Carol. Anyway,
That's
he
good.
did all those things. Neil Sedaka is 75 years today.
Happy birthday.
Is a trained concert pianist.
That's
Do you know that?
fabulous.
Did you know that?
I did not.
He is a trained concert pianist. He
Wow.
went to all the fancy trained concert pianist schools.
Oh, good for him.
I tell you who else was. Dudley Moore.
I've heard that before.
He was a trained
I
pianist
have heard
as well.
that.
All right, but anyway, Neil Sedaka, 75 today. Deborah Raffin, the actress, is 61. She was in Foul Play, Death Wish 3, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Very pretty lady. 61 today. Glenn Headley.
Okay.
She is 59 years. She was on a recent magazine cover, a Parade or one of those. Mr. Holland's Opus, Mortal Thoughts, Dick Tracy, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, A Purple Rose of Cairo, and a bunch of other stuff. She is 59 today.
Happy birthday to
Happy,
everybody.
It was
Enjoy
on-
your day.
Yes, indeed, enjoy. It was on this day in 1930. We discovered Pluto.
Oh, did we?
Mickey was a happy mouse. No, it's not that one. It was the other one, the other Pluto. It was the planet, which has since become a subplanet.
Yes,
Which
yes.
is really not right. But anyway, it was announced that the planet Pluto had been discovered by astronomers who had been looking for another planet in our solar system. That happened on this day in 1930, and I believe that
Wow.
was Mr. Tomball that made that discovery. Anyway.
Your interesting facts just fascinate me.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't keep. Now, cut that out.
I know.
All right.
Well, we talked earlier, Wayne, about a new committee that has been formed called Friends of Seymour.
Oh, yeah.
You and I have had many discussions about that, and the Friends of Seymour is a group that has been formed basically to try to be proactive and protect Seymour Johnson Air Force Base and it being in our community and any threats that may come up against Seymour Johnson. It's involved with, we've got the county, we've got the city, we've got the Chamber of Commerce, and many local citizens have come together to form this Friends of Seymour group. And there's more information about this that is on the Chamber of Commerce's website. Just search for Friends of Seymour on their website. You can find out details. but they're having a gala coming up on Saturday, March the 29th.
Oh boy.
Yes, it'll be at Walnut Creek Country Club at 6 o'clock p.m. Keynote speaker will be the one and only General Stephen Quast.
Love it.
Yes, of course, he was wing commander here in Goldsboro at Seymour Johnson a few years ago. He will be keynote, and then you'll hear from other members that will be there representing different entities that are all about the Friends of Seymour. We'll have a silent auction, and boy, will that be run a little differently.
Yes.
Yes, wait to hear an interview soon coming up with Ben Seegers, chairman of the Military Affairs Committee, who'll be telling you all about some details happening at the Seymour Johnson Friends of Seymour Gala.
And you can get information by going to the county's website, the Chamber of Commerce website. At
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, WayneCountyChamber.com.
That's
WayneCountyChamber.com,
right.
or
That's
go to
right.
919-734-2241.
There you go. Find out more about Friends of Seymour.
Let's do this again tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow right here at Wayne Goldsboro Television. Join us at that time, 7 a.m., noon, or 5:30 p.m. Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.